former Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher. We have heard from her spokesman, Lord Bell, that she has died this morning following a stroke.
Our beloved Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, the founding president of our democratic nation, has departed.
Longtime Cuban leader Fidel Castro has died.
In recent years, key political revolutionary leaders have passed on, giving rise to a new wave of leadership. But months before it began, it was actually prophesied by Prophet Elvis Mbonye in January 2013 that this succession of deaths would actually be a sign for the advancement of the church.
The Lord showed me certain leaders who He has not permitted me to reveal by name, but your spirits will catch them. Yeah, you being the spirit. The Lord told me that in the past years, a few years back, there have been years of iconic leaders in the music industry passing on, and so He showed me iconic figures in the political world. Those, you may call revolutionaries, going one by one.
3 months later, a string of deaths of iconic revolutionary leaders started to occur, beginning in April of that year with the death of former UK Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, followed by South African independence icon Nelson Mandela in December. Former Cuban leader Fidel Castro would also pass on 3 years later in November of 2016.
And in as much as in the past you saw it was musicians, now you're going to see one by one go off, and it is going to be, actually, it's also symbolic. It is going to be symbolic of something new, both in the world. And some guy He showed me was a staunch communist guy, and the Lord told me one reason why. What would that indicate in as far as that whole communism ideology is concerned, when that fellow goes off, and there will be some of those places which were actually staunch communists, you're going to see someone emerge in the footsteps of that leader in particular, and the nation will turn around and it will become capitalist. And it will be a shock, because here is a person who was actually connected to the former man, but the way the change will happen, it will be so sharp, and it is all for the good of the spread of the gospel in that part of the world.
Many people are asking what will happen next in one of the last remaining communist countries as the world takes in the news that Fidel Castro has died. Raul Castro has been the leader of Cuba since his brother handed over power 10 years ago. Significant change has taken place on the island under Raul Castro, including reforms that would have been unthinkable under Fidel Castro. After decades of isolation and hostility, Raul Castro and President Barack Obama stunned the world in 2014 when they announced their countries would re-establish diplomatic ties.
There are 3 important points of this prophecy to note. First is that it accurately mentioned the string of deaths of iconic revolutionary leaders one by one. Secondly, the prophecy specified a staunch communist leader with a successor who shared his communist ideologies but would shock everyone by starting to lead towards capitalism. Before Fidel Castro's death, his successor and brother Raul, who was initially of the same Communist Party, had already started enacting capitalist reforms in Cuba soon after his ascent to presidency. And lastly, this prophecy was to be a sign highlighting global changes in leadership that would be good for the advancement of the gospel, with examples like the capitalist changes in Cuba leading to a rise in the church that had been persecuted under communism, the current United Kingdom Prime Minister Theresa May championing her Christian faith unlike her predecessors, and the surprise win for the newly elected pro-Christian President Donald Trump of the United States of America.